Okay, welcome back. So let's talk about database services. Now, there is a little difference between types. If you go through some materials, they will tell you that database types also include database services and all of that. But there's a little bit of a difference between these two. Database services uh, is more or less the way the database is being managed. Don't forget, it's different from how it is built, is now how it's being managed. Let's come to this, for example. All right, and I'm going to show you a few examples. So the first database type I want to talk about here is database as a service. This is very common. This has become very common in today's software engineering itself. In fact, if you use AI tool like Lovable, you will notice. Let's go to Lovable. Lovable, Ifeable, Lovable. Yes, let's go to Lovable. Okay, let's go to this is Lovable. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I have logged into my Lovable, and remember this project that we started with that time, this appointments booking application that we built in our very first lesson. Okay, that's not where we are going. Um, if I go to services, right? If I go to services, I don't want to enable this. All right, this is a. You will see that it will say already have Superbase projects connected here. Now, trust me, whatever you are doing on Lovable, as at the time of recording this video, is a waste of time. That's the truth. You are building a product that will never be able to scale. And that is why I am taking time to show you the practicality at the back. I mean, the practicality of what you are doing before you now begin to use all these tools, and you will never understand what you're doing except you learn all of these things that we've been teaching in this class. Now, before I even talk about Superbase, it says complete backend and AI model out of the box so you can focus on building your app. So it's asking you to complete backend. Now it gives the option. It says building backend, database, storage, authentication, and backend logic all ready for use. Good. It says add an LLM to your app, powerful AI model, zero setup charts, image generation, etc. It says this guy is setting you up. Trust me. It says free to start, pay as you go. You are going to pay through your nose because SQL database is completely free. But let's leave that, because if you don't understand this thing, you just go on all this AI platform and then you're just going to be blowing money. Well, they have money more than you if you think you have money to give them. So if I click on enable cloud, for instance, which what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to use Lovable Cloud for my backend services. But that is not, and it's now saying if I have a Superbase project, now I'll take you to Superbase for a minute. So I'm doing Superbase. Superbase is an amazing database as a service platform. So we are talking about database as a service now. So it's a database as a service. The most popular of them is Firebase. Anyway, Superbase is very new. Remember, the word base is a container. So Firebase is Firebase. Firebase is old, reliable. I've used Firebase for many years now, for more than I've used Firebase for more than 15, maybe, yeah, 10 years. So Firebase is probably one of the earliest form of database as a service. So what is database as a service? So database as a service is you don't want to host your data yourself. You don't want to you want to deploy a database in the cloud instead of having it local on your application. Don't forget that you are still going to deploy your application into the cloud, but you want it to be separate. So in case something happens to your shared hosting or your application or your mobile application especially, you won't fall prey of the backslash. So database as a service is beautiful. It is good. Okay. So it is also good. But of course, it can be costly. It can be costly. You will see that I have quite an abandoned project on my own account. They say, welcome back. You can build AI powered Flutter app. Yes, in case you don't know, I'm also a Flutter developer. So Flutter is, I think I've talked about Flutter in one of the videos. So build an AI powered Flutter app. It knows I do a lot of Flutter, but I now do a lot of React Native anyway. So you can see some of the projects that we've done. I don't want to open this. So this application is Android, iOS, and web. So I used Flutter to build Flutter. This is Flutter. Okay, just in case you are trying to wonder what is Flutter, it's Flutter.dev. Yes, my beautiful darling for many years. I think I've talked about this. You write one code for mobile application, your Android for Android. You write one code, the same code for iOS, and the same code for web application like the one we are doing. And you can write all your code separately, separate code for each of them, and then use API to connect them to one database. So user can go on the app, download your mobile, like your WhatsApp. So I don't want to go back into the other classes. So this is one project, and this is another project, right? If I open another console account, you will see, if I open our company's console account, you will see quite a lot of projects here. So we also use database as a service. This all depends on what do you want to build, especially if you are building a very large application to scale. You might want to consider database as a service. So I have given you two examples of database as a service. I've given you Firebase and Superbase. So Superbase is the newest kid in town, about 2 years now, or 3 years, I'm not sure. It's the time of recording this video. It's a build in a weekend, scale to millions. Superbase, a Postgres development platform start. So this is not SQL, this is Postgres. Okay, so this is Postgres, and I will explain that in a minute. If I will come back to that, let's go to the next stuff here. Okay, so the next stuff here is database as a product. We are talking about database services. So database as a product. If we talk about database as a product, probably two guys comes to mind. I know Google have their own called Google whatever, Google Cloud, but I'm not sure I've ever used Google as Google Cloud, Google Cloud as database as a product. But of course, everybody knows S2E2 of AWS. Let's go to AWS. AWS S2E2. Yes, S2E2. I'm sure. Sorry, S2E3. Sorry. Or is it E2S3? I keep forgetting that number. But let's go to the products. Yes, it's E2S3. It is E2S3. These are very powerful database products. These are very powerful database products. In fact, for somebody like me, I use a lot of S3. I can show you application. In fact, this particular platform where you are using, that you are watching the video from, that is Luther LMS, has 7 types of storage, but base storage is SQL. When your images are stored in S3, AWS S3, while the relational data Basic data is stored inside SQL, while the other one is stored in. And you can see they have Aurora. Aurora is serverless relational database. You can see it now. Serverless relational database services for Postgres, MySQL, and DSQL. Just understand all of these things. Just have an idea so that you will not be shocked when AI is asking you to connect. AI is like this. AI is asking you to connect your Superbase project and saying Superbase project. I don't know what it is because you will never be able to scale without the back end. Okay, so let's talk about what is next. This video is getting long, but I'll attempt to round up the earliest I can now. Yes. Another popular one is Microsoft Azure. I used to call this Azure in the early days until I was privileged to be invited to Microsoft's office, and then everybody laughed when I said Azure. It's Azure. Okay, so Microsoft Azure, very popular products. I don't need to show you that. Now let's go to database as a tool. Database as a tool. Now, you must have seen that everywhere you go, somebody is mentioning SQL, Postgrid, uh, Postgrid, Postgrid SQL, that is Postgrid structured query language, MSQL, MySQL, DSQL. They are trying to tell you that the tool that is inside the product. So they're trying to tell you the tool, just like the AI that you are using, it also uses tools. So just like nobody cares how you were able to print a particular document, but you see that document was not printed by magic. It was printed by either from computer to printer and add paper. So there are tools inside services and products, and those tools is what we call database as a tool. MongoDB, Postgrid, MySQL, all of these guys are powerful database tools that is commonly used in software engineering processes. Okay, in the next video, we're going to be talking about backend engines, and maybe at some point we will then practicalize it.